Hello everyone, welcome on back to Survival Challenge. Alright, so, well, first things first, we're going to be selling some wood products here. It all says it's a fairly good price, and, well, we had 4 of each, so it's a fairly good time to do that, get the time speed up. Now this month we don't have like harvests or anything really to do. So what I'm probably going to actually do is I'm going to be placing another sawmill down here for when we clear some trees in here for, well, the eventual grass field. Which makes me to the next point. I think we're going to buy the soil map for that piece there. And then probably end up plowing this up. I don't think the grass field is going to be an immediate thing that's going to get done, because there's a lot of trees in there, and I'm going to need to cut those likely off camera, to be honest. And we also have that, we have this tree down here that needs to be cut down, or brought over. So we'll likely be plowing this up maybe today. At least half of it plowed up today or something. I'm also trying to figure out how I'm going to do, if I'm going to do like water buffalo in the future, how am I going to make that work in our current field, current plan for the fields. What will I be taking from a field, or, what's the plan, I guess. I'm not 100% yet. I'm not 100%. I have considered maybe just keeping this field grass or something like that. Maybe. I know this one isn't the flattest field, so it's probably not great for animals. So that being plowed in wouldn't be bad, but because this will end up being numerous different productions, more than likely. Maybe we keep this as an animal place. Just because I know if we buy more land, it's likely going to be for crops. Where is this best at? Farmer's Market. And sell everything. Of course, it's not at the same area. It's $1,500 less there. And it's pretty similar there, so we go to sell everything. And of course, didn't get it all in one shot. And we are up to 8% for environmental score. We did actually go up when we plowed up that field. And actually, we would have went up even more if I would have bought the soil maps. I just thought of that. I'm pretty sure it would go up. Yep. I'll purchase this, because we'll probably get this section limed. Oh, 80. We would have got an extra 1%. That is really bad. That bottom section is absolutely terrible. This is definitely not going to be our best field. It would be best as a grass field, but I don't need that much grass. So I think for the time being we can get it limed. I'll likely get a bigger spreader. And I'm thinking here, maybe plant canola. Obviously it's maybe not the best soil map. Obviously the yield is gonna not be great. It's not gonna be, but we kind of get what we get. I remember it saying it was pretty decent in that area. I might be wrong. I might have just primarily bought it just because of the location too. So it's possible it cuts down like immediate right in there, and the grass field will have great yields. But which, if that's the case, then maybe we try to switch it up and we do on opposite sides. But either way, it's not great. But is what it is. So we'll grab our old spreader, and I think we can probably get that sold and get something a little bit bigger. Buy something a little bit bigger. This is only like 3,000-4,000 liters for capacity. And I don't want to make that trip back and forth to like this field whenever that entirely gets plowed up, or even this one, because everything's going to be a little bit farther away. Honestly, I would not be surprised if at some point, maybe not immediately, we consider buying more of those, just for the ability to have seeds a little bit closer to the field and stuff like that. Maybe not so much seeds, but like especially lime, where we're going to use a lot of it. That would be kind of nice if it was just closer to the fields. The one that's there right now that we have is fairly well located, but all of a sudden it won't be the best if we got massive fields over there. I don't think they're a ton of money though. It's really only needed for lime. I don't think we need seeds and stuff. We can kind of maneuver around that just fine. We can get this sold. Actually a decent amount of money. Almost 12 grand. And the one I was considering replacing it with, I was considering replacing it with this one, the realistic version of it. We can get a 20,000 liter capacity, and that's, I don't think you can really get that for that cheap of a price. It's a lot wider too. I was about to say, if that was a lime, that wouldn't be bad. Like, this wouldn't be bad, but this is 42 meters. I think we'll get 2x. I'm pretty sure I have the same one on Moss Valley. Same color probably too. That is like the color scheme I go with. We'll buy that. 20 grand, can't really go wrong with it. Kind of surprised the 2x capacity did not cost more. Obviously, I think realistically the 10,000 liters would have been best. The only reason I went 20,000 is like there are spreaders that are pretty close to that, so it's not way out of the realm of possibility. And I know in 22 I constantly used one that was like 25,000 liter capacity, and it was way smaller than this. So it's probably a little bit more realistic than that one was. It really is not that bad for pH. It's really not. Which should make this go a lot farther. Obviously, we'll kind of figure out better once we get down there, but yeah, we're up to 0.62 now. It's not terrible, but yeah, we should be hitting silty clay, which it's about the same. Really, we almost could finish this field, honestly, with this, because I'm kind of surprised. I kind of figured it would need more than this. Yeah, we'll see on, plowing up a lot of fields, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That will be huge. That field will be massive. I know I'm considering maybe not doing as much canola in like those fields, and then primarily putting it in that one, because it'd be such a large field, and I only want to do it, once a year. Especially right now, because we won't have that big of a header in our combine yet, so 0.62 then. Alright, no, it's not terrible. And really, we didn't use nearly as much as I thought we would. But maybe having a lime station closer by is not needed. We can probably go and park this in the yard for the time being. I'll have to get that planted though, and then we can likely start working at some point on plowing up that big field. I don't think it would take too long to do, but I mean, it's still going to take probably 30 minutes of real time. No, let's put it in the shed. Let's actually use the shed for once. I gotta get in the habit of doing it. It's really, if I put canola in there, would I want to put it in the big field then? That was my whole thought process, was putting canola in it, and then obviously you wouldn't plant it nearly as much. But I think of the other options that we have that we could do that wouldn't require a new header either. We do not have solid fertilizer in here. We have seeds. Now let's buy some seeds. I'll buy 1,000 liters of solid fertilizer too. Honestly, canola, or not canola, corn wouldn't be bad. I know I don't have, obviously, a header to do it. But I know there's the corn tortillas. Where is the headers? There we go. It's farther down than I thought. Obviously, we go with a John Deere one. We have this mod option of 6 meters, which are likely too small, or this one $144,000. That's not cheap. Do I think we can make that money in that time? Which we already have it, and we should have other things to make money in 6 months' time for it to be ready. Yeah, I would think we could easily hit that. We should easily have oh, we already have a pallet of that. But we should have olives coming up in there. Soybeans should be in there to sell, and we kind of sell wood beams and planks at any point. I think we will. Obviously, you may not know what I'm talking about. There is a mod. I can go to corn now. That allows you to do corn tortillas. We might have to place a sell point. I'm not sure. Productions. I think it's 50 grand. Multi-grain production, yeah. You can do corn flour in this, which then you can make corn tortillas. I have to check if I have to do any sort of sell point, though. Sell everything, and farmer's market is fully good. I noticed that. I think I did this one in Poligny, too. I noticed that there. It was actually on the base game map for selling. I was like, what? So that's clearly put into the mod somehow or another. Yeah, I think we'll do corn. It'll be tight on making sure we can afford the production as well as corn itself. If it's to the point where it's like, oh, well, we can't afford the production, but we can afford the header, then we'll just only do the corn, and then we can just sell it as is, or wait until we get the money. It is adding quite a bit of nitrogen. Hopefully we should be fully good on that, though. This is actually a really large field, so it might take a little bit to get planted. I know I have kind of said I would want to potentially get a larger planter. There is some things that are slightly bigger, or some ones that are, but obviously right now for going for a corn header and a production, that may not be in the money right now. That's something I'll have to keep in mind, consider in the future. Well, I think I'll just go ahead and start a time lapse for this. We can get this all finished up. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Seek me out, hear me shout, come get it, don't you sit me down. Right now, want you acting like you in the wild. Don't stop, give me no doubts. Let me know what you want. Your dark desires and your thoughts. Yeah, you can hunt me like a sport now. I got a cold heart, but I'm running hot. I let you cut in that line if you want the spot when you're ready. Baby, come get it. You better work hard, what you waiting for? I'm not a domino boy, but I'll take the floor when you're ready. Oh, baby, come get it. Run, 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 I'm waiting. Come, 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 take it. I want you to be my entertainment. No, 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 keep me waiting. Midnight, locked eyes, looking like you got an invite. Alright, maybe we should take this outside. Skin tight in the moonlight. I got a cold heart, but I'm running hot. I let you cut in that line if you want the spot when you're ready.
Alright, so we're just about done here. I'm not sure what's going on in the middle of the field there. There's that little red dot, as if we haven't planted it, but I certainly don't see it, though. Right there, it's just that small little spot. It's only for night. Is it? Seed rate looks fine. Another way we can tell is in here. Growth looks fine, too. Okay, so it's just randomly missing nitrogen. I don't know what to do about that, so get this folded up, and we can bring it back to the yard. We'll have to move the combine. I don't think we'll get terribly far into plowing that field up. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of get the outline going, and maybe I can start on it, and we can kind of just slowly work on it. Maybe next month we can do it, because we have 3 harvests next month. It's a lot for harvests. And just to kind of break things up, maybe we'll do a little bit of plowing in there or something. And we also would have this one field that we would need to spray for. No, we would not need to spray for weeds. This would be the first time planting it, because it was just plowed. I should know this because I used that function a ton at the start of this series. I used to just plow up the field every time I did a planting. Even when I had a direct drill, just to avoid having to get like like any sort of herbicide on it, or a hoe or something. Now I'm gonna kind of make this edge kind of however, but I will go back through and end up making a road in it. So this is not going to be kind of how it actually ends up being. I'm hitting the wrong button like several times in here. Obviously the road's going to be wider than what it actually is going to look like it will be. And there is a chance, I know I had talked about putting some sort of building here for the combine. Especially once we get a bigger header. Whether maybe that'll be on the grass field too, because that grass field is really flat. It's pretty dang flat, so maybe I'll place it somewhere in there. I think the more I'm considering, the more I'm thinking that grass field right there will likely just stay as grass until we just eventually fill it up with either cows or something. And then that one will just be productions. So it won't likely be integrated into another field. And then we'll just probably put sorghum in here or something, because that's been producing enough sorghum. And then just have this long field, this field up here, this one here, and then this massive one up here. Although it is a fairly wide path right now, and I do want to make sure it's a fairly wide path. Obviously, it's a pretty big combine, and it's a lot easier to do, not destroy the crop when it's a nice wide path. Which actually I might want to make the road next month, maybe, once I get some of these fields harvested. Because otherwise I'm going to end up taking a little bit of the field in doing so. Be a lot wider road than those. I already see that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, it's probably for the best. Because those roads are a little bit small. Now let's go right up to the boundary here. Yeah, I have a fairly good idea on where the edge of this plot of land is, just based off of where that field is. I don't think, yeah, that tree's not on our land. Just barely not. Well, it's actually right on the edge. Nope. It's right on the edge. It is really right on the edge. Well, what I think I'll go ahead and do, we'll just do a time lapse for, I don't know, a little bit, and I'll kind of just plow up as much as I can in that time span. We'll kind of see where we're at after that. More likely, I kind of just plow up the rest as a break from the harvest, just because there's so many harvests. I don't want to do, 3-4 harvests in the same month. Then you're just kind of watching the same thing over and over again. So I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done.
Baby, come get it. You better work hard, what you waiting for? I'm not a domino boy, but I'll take the floor when you're ready. Oh, baby, come get it. Run, 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 I'm waiting. Come, take it. I want you to be my entertainment. No, keep me waiting. Things react, feel the shiver running down your back, giving your whole body.
Alright, so I think we'll kind of just finish this strip here and then call it for the field. And then we'll probably pick it up kind of in between harvests or something like that. Just because, like I said, I don't want to do, 3 harvests in 1 month probably. I want to break it up a little bit. We do have the one, no, we would not need to spray that field. I keep thinking we would, but we don't. Yeah, we do not need to spray that field. And actually, I'd matter just do this stretch too, because I'm going to be driving back to the farm. I matter be plowing while I'm doing it. So, we can finish this stretch at least. Yeah, we should have 2 soybean fields and then 1 sorghum field. I don't know which ones are really more of a priority to get done. You think maybe sorghum, but we have a bunch of that on hand. Obviously, if we had like canola, then yeah, that would be the priority so we can get production in, but it's not really that big of a priority. So we'll turn off create fields and we'll get it folded up. Yeah, still quite a bit to be obviously done, but it's a lot quicker filling it in than it is obviously doing the outline, because the outline is, you gotta be a little bit pickier. I make sure you do have a fairly straight line, which that is straight-ish. There's some spots you can see it jolts out a little bit, but it's not terrible. I have done much worse, so Obviously, I'm trying to think here. We want to do some sort of small sawmill. I almost want to overlap with another object. I don't know what it would overlap with, but I almost want to put it up here, kind of out of the way, because I was considering doing some sort of like grapes production, raisin production here, and then I was wanting to do a mill in here as well. So if we do it up here, it would kind of be out of the way. And we can kind of place it right on the edge here, and then we can, when we go through here and cut the trees out, it's not that far of a drive. But put them into where they need to be. All right. There, I think. Obviously, that's free mode, so I might have to do some groundwork. I might also just say it couldn't be placed because of the tree or something like that. That is fairly flat, so let's put our first tree in here. Why don't we, huh? And I'll have to get the oak tree in here too. The oak tree's gonna fill this up quite a bit. Where's that? I would say. There we go. And I'm probably just gonna put the same stuff as I did that one. The same two things. Yep, cycles per month are still the same, so it does wood beams and long planks. Makes it a little bit easier to stack the trailer then. This is out of goat milk again, not really surprising. That is still actually working through the grass. Yeah, this way, I can probably bring the oak tree over here off camera quick, but then more than likely off camera because this is a lot of trees to clear. I'll have to clear a bunch of trees. I don't remember my exact goal, but it was basically to clear it up to here almost. Kind of before it gets hilly in here. Because there's a fairly big opening here, so I might have to clear it out and put something to mow in it instead. There'll be a lot of trees to clear and put it into there. But I'll likely kind of just clear them up into here. At an angle all the way up into here. And the main reason is because that is like 40 months, I think. 45 months until it's actually going to be out. And that would put us at like episode 85, 90. It's pretty late on, and all of a sudden we're putting an oak tree in there. That's like 20,000 liters. That adds a couple of months in there. We just wouldn't be able to complete it all, so we have to place a second one. Kind of how it is, but yeah, that is about everything for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.